And hello, everybody. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving and end of November holiday. And here we are with the Week 14 picks in the NFL, coming off of a week that, to be honest, wasn't great. We went 7-9 thanks to teams like the Dolphins and the Bengals and the Redskins. There's a lot of upset picks, but I ended up getting the Steelers game right, which really confused me. But let's just jump straight into Week 14. We're in December now, home stretch. A lot of teams fighting for playoff position. We're going to start with two teams that are really still fighting for playoff position. It's going to be the Dallas Cowboys at the Chicago Bears. I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys to win this game for the same reasons I thought they were going to beat Buffalo. They need to start winning games, and the Eagles losing to Miami certainly helps them. However, they need to start actually putting some wins together. I don't believe the Bears offensively can overcome the Cowboys. The Cowboys defense isn't, in my opinion, I know statistically they're very good, but in my opinion, they're not great. Like all-time great. Like they're not actually top 5, but they are good enough to stop the Bears. I think that helps the Cowboys roll here. I think it's going to be 28-21. The Dallas Cowboys taking victory. And now I've got the Colts at the Buccaneers. I'm going to take the Colts to win this game again for the same reasons I thought they'd beat the Titans last week, but I underestimated Ryan Tannehill. Kind of like I've been underestimating the Titans all season, honestly. But Tampa Bay had a very good game last week against Jacksonville, but Jacksonville was awful last week. I think the Colts look adversity in the face and say we need to start winning games, and Jacoby Brissett is a good enough quarterback to get them to the playoffs. I know that he is. I think that he does it here. Tampa's defense can't stop a lick through the air, but again, they're great on the ground. They're great on the ground, which isn't really the Colts' attack anyway. They're far more balanced. So I'm going to take the Colts to win this game, let's say 17-12. It'll be more of a, well, that's a terrible score because it's a Tampa Bay game. Let's do 31-28 because Tampa Bay is not going to score 12 points in a game. We got a game of the week candidate here in the Ravens at the Bills. I'm going to take the Ravens. They've shown me no reason to stop picking them. They are probably the best team in the league at this juncture, but the Bills are a pretty good team as well. As I said last week, please start watching Buffalo. Buffalo's a lot of fun. They're a scrappy, hard-nosed defensive team. Even Josh Allen is a very hard-nosed, big guy. Buffalo could actually win this game. I would not be surprised if they did, but I'm going to roll with Baltimore just because, again, they've given me no reason to pick against them. They're getting the New England treatment now. So we're going to go by a score of 21-20. Baltimore takes victory in this one. And I've got the Lions at the Vikings. We're going to take the Vikings to win this one. David Blau played great on Thursday, Thanksgiving, but I don't think it carries over into this game. We got a team on a short week in the Vikings and a team on a long week in the Lions. Schedule makers kind of screwed up there, didn't they? I don't think it matters, though. I think Minnesota has way too much talent to lose to a team like Detroit, who's kind of going into a downward spiral at the moment. Until Matt Stafford comes back, this team is probably going to start losing a bunch of games, unfortunately. But, you know, Minnesota's going to be a playoff team, so it's not like that's a super bad thing. They're a very good team, let's say by a score of 31-21. Minnesota takes victory in this one. Now I've got the Washington Redskins at the Green Bay Packers. We're going to take the Green Bay Packers to continue to roll through the NFC and really start putting competition in for that number 1 or number 2 seed. They're still a game ahead of Minnesota because they lost to Seattle last week. I just don't think the Redskins can carry over the success they had last week. I mean, shoot, the Panthers even fired their coach because of it. I think Matt LaFleur has enough offensive prowess to get them over a porous Redskins defense. This one will be pretty short. Let's do it by a score of 38-20. I think it will not be a close game at all. And now we've got the Broncos at the Texans. I'm going to take Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans, who had an incredible game overthrowing the New England Patriots. I don't think the Broncos stop them here. That being said, Drew Lock played very well, enough to win against the Chargers, who are also not a very great team, but still, a win is a win, especially for a rookie quarterback. We've had a lot of rookie quarterbacks come in this year and win games. It's kind of been a little interesting, but I think Houston's defense is finally starting to take that step up. Playing a rookie quarterback, it's going to be feasting time for them. Let's do it by a score of 28-20. The Houston Texans beat Drew Lock and the Denver Broncos. And we have another game of the week candidate here with the 49ers at the Saints. I'm going to take the 49ers. This is really a toss-up game. It could go either way. I think the consistency of the Niners on offense and defense gives them the edge over a Saints team, which has had some slip-ups on defense lately. Not to say I think if this happened in the playoffs, the 49ers would win. I'm not sure about that. I'd have to see that at the time. But at this present moment in time, the 49ers are a complete team to me. And again, they've given me no reason to pick against them. You lost to Baltimore, who is arguably the best team in the league right now. So, when it's like I was saying with the Browns and Steelers game last week, it's a toss-up. And usually I go with the home team, but I'm going to go with the 49ers because I've gotten more 49ers games wrong this year than almost anyone else. So, I guess maybe Miami, because I've never picked Miami and they have 3 wins. But nonetheless, let's take the 49ers to win this game in overtime, 17-13. No, 17. I guess it would be 16. 16-10. Now we got the Cincinnati Bengals coming off of their first win of the season against the Cleveland Browns. I think that stops there. I think the Cleveland Browns are going to win this game by a couple of touchdowns, kind of like how they did last season. Even with Baker Mayfield's injured thumb, they have the NFL's leading rusher in Nick Chubb. If Freddie Kitchens has any brains, he'll just run the ball, and they'll be able to win this game. I think it's as simple as that. The Browns are just a more talented team, and they need to start using their talent effectively, but I also think it would be a very big travesty if they lost to the Cincinnati Bengals, and Kitchens might not make it through the week. I think he knows that. I don't think it'll be a very fun game to watch. I think it'll be kind of a bludgeoning all the way through because the Browns know they need to get back on track, even if it's just for next season. So I'm going to do this by a score of 28-15. The Browns victorious at home over the Bengals. Not to say Andy Dalton didn't have a great game against the Jets. He did. But I think that high and that magic will come down this week. I have the Panthers at the Falcons, and I'm actually going to take the Panthers in this game, even with an interim head coach. The Panthers just have more talent. They have McCaffrey, they have Kyle Allen, they have Greg Olsen, they have DJ Moore. They just have more talent. With that being said, I feel I have to pick them. Now, the Falcons played them very well the last time that they played each other, and the Falcons have actually put a string of very good games back-to-back here because they're playing into next season. They're just trying to play spoiler here. If the Panthers lose, they're done. I mean, they're pretty much done anyway, though, because they fired their coach. They're pretty much punting the season at that point. But, again, in toss-up games like this, which this kind of is, because we don't really know what the Panthers are going to do with this new coach. I usually take the home team, but I'm going to take the player that is my MVP that I know, and that's Christian McCaffrey. I think if you just give McCaffrey the ball, you'll be able to win this game. So I think the Panthers are going to win this game 17-10. And we've got the AFC East Suck Bowl. This is the Dolphins at the Jets. I'm going to take the Jets. This is a coin flip. Who do you want? Now, I'm expecting a barn burner. I'm expecting a score of 40-37 final here because these defenses are garbage. And if Jamal Adams is gone again, it's certainly not going to be good for the Jets. But I still think Sam Darnold overcomes the woes they had against the Bengals last week. They're at home. I think it'll just be a fun little meaningless sort of game, but I think the Jets will emerge victorious in this one by 3 points. Got the Los Angeles Chargers against the Jacksonville Jaguars with Gardner Minshew back at quarterback. Probably should have never benched him in the first place, Jacksonville. You ride with the hot hand. I'm so upset with what happened with Jacksonville, but I really do like Minshew, and I'm really happy he has the starting position again. The Chargers are in complete disarray. I'm taking the Jags in this one by a score of 28-16. I think it's not going to be close. LA might start coming in at the end, but I think Gardner Minshew kind of puts the stamp of approval on the you need to trade Nick Foles thing because you're on the books for 3 years, $50 million for him, Jacksonville. You probably screwed up there. Nonetheless, Nick Foles is a good guy to have in the locker room anyway, and good for him for getting that contract. But Gardner Minshew outplays Phillip Rivers here, who's on a little bit of a downward spiral in his career. Unfortunately, he's a future Hall of Famer in my opinion, but at this point, it might be the end for him. So 12-point victory for the Jags. Now we've got the Chiefs at the Patriots. I'm going to take the Patriots in this one like I do every week. They did lose to the Texans last week, and their offense has been subpar. Maybe I should take the Chiefs, actually. Upset special? Let's take the Chiefs. I'm going to change my mind. We're going to take the Kansas City Chiefs in this game. The Pats' defense has been susceptible in the last couple of weeks. The Pats' offense has not been great in the last couple of weeks. Sure, they're at home. They don't lose at home. But Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs know they need to start winning games to get momentum into the playoffs, and they also know that they need to put a win up against this team in particular. That would be huge for them going into the playoffs. I think Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs do it, actually. I'm going to change my mind. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs will beat the Patriots. This is the first time this season I haven't picked the Patriots. Let's say it's got to be by like 3 points or something. Let's do 27-25. 27-25. The Kansas City Chiefs emerge victorious in Foxborough in December, which would be an enormous win for them. We've got the Titans at the Raiders. One team on an incredible uptrend and one team on an incredible downtrend. We're going to go with the uptrend team in the Tennessee Titans, who have found new life with, I almost said Ryan Fitzpatrick, with Ryan Tannehill. And great for him. Great for him. Good job finding a new place to go and grab a starting job and possibly grab a playoff spot if Pittsburgh loses a couple of games down the stretch. This could certainly be a playoff team. I think that the Titans' offensive prowess against the Raiders' lack of prowess on defense will take them over the top in this game. The Raiders' offense is still very good, but as you saw last week in cold weather games, they're not very good. Doesn't work well in the AFC. Move to the NFC. It'll work out better. But I think the Titans win this game by about 30-17. It'll be a little bit of a snoozer as well. Kind of like how when the Titans played the Panthers. Got the Steelers at the Cardinals. I'm going to take the Steelers to roll and win this game. Delvin Hodges, probably the savior for the Steelers at this point, but Mike Tomlin could also be considered the savior for the Steelers at this point. They've played some incredible defensive games, and I don't trust the Cardinals coming off of the game they just had against the Rams where they got shellacked really badly. I think the Steelers defense is just as good as that Rams defense, and that Steelers defense has nothing to lose. The Steelers don't have their quarterback. They haven't had their wide receiver or running back for the last couple of games. That's a team that's just playing ball. I don't trust the Cardinals to win this game. It won't be a blowout, though. It won't be anything like the last game. But especially if they get Juju and Connor back, I'm going to take the Steelers by about a whole touchdown in this game. Let's do 27-20. That Steelers defense is for real, and that Steelers offense scores points when they need to. That's the thing with them. They're not going to blow you up, but they'll beat you physically. They'll beat you around. So 27-20, the Steelers roll and get to 8 wins on the season. Now we got the Seahawks at the Rams. Despite how well the Rams played last week, I got to take the Seahawks here. Again, they've given me no reason to think that they aren't going to win every single game that they play. They're just finding ways to win. Like, the defense isn't great. The offense is okay. But again, they score when they need to score. They get opportunities when they need to get opportunities. The Rams, not so much. They're kind of stumbling through the season. I think if the Rams lose this week, I think they're done. I think they're out of the playoff race. They need this win at home. But Jared Goff in primetime, to me, I would much rather take Russell Wilson than Jared Goff. I'd much rather take Pete Carroll than Sean McVay, who is showing a lot of problems and a lot of issues in coaching now when he's had to make adjustments. That's all of coaching, is making adjustments. I'm going to take the sure thing, and that's the Seahawks. Let's do it by 31-28. And now we've got our Monday Night Football game, the Giants at the Eagles. We're going to take the Eagles to win this game. Eli Manning might even start this game. Daniel Jones has a little bit of an injury in his lower body. I think it's his ankle. But yeah, Eli Manning might come in and play this game. I don't trust the Giants. I don't trust the Giants. I haven't all season, but again, the Giants will get better in a couple of years. But the Eagles need this win. They needed last week's win and they didn't get it. So they're going to take their frustrations out on the Giants. 40-19, a bludgeoning by the Eagles. I think that it's going to be a body bag game. Like, they're just going to beat the tar out of them. So take the Eagles to win this game on Monday Night Football. And thank you so much for tuning in once again to the Week 14 picks in the NFL. We're almost to the end of the season, and putting out a video every week has been fun, and we're going to keep doing it through the playoffs as well. We might even do a playoff preview instead of a picks video that first week. So as usual, my record will be over here. My record at the moment is 120-75, I believe. Yes, it is 120-75. My Twitter will be over here. Comment down below and subscribe if you have any video ideas or suggestions or things just you want me to talk about, even for different sports. And we'll see you in Week 15. I hope your team, whatever team you root for, does fantastic this week. And we'll see you next week for the Week 15 picks. Thank you so much.